I'm a big Bill Maher fan, and I watch every single week, and I've been watching him
Great.
since he was doing Politically Incorrect and now Real Time on HBO. So my husband and I watch every single Friday. Well, and here's the thing, if you watch Bill Maher, you know that there's a couple of things that he gets on a tear about, right? And one of them is cancel culture, and he is on a tear about cancel culture right now. And
Hmm.
here's the other thing that I know is that Bill Maher is a comedian. And
Right.
when you are a comedian, you're constantly, where the line is, you're not sure, right? And if
Right.
you're not taking risks and trying to figure out, because you always want to be like just right up against the line, but in order to be just up against the line, sometimes you got to push it and go over the line, and the audience goes, and okay, we've gone over the line here. But I think it's the job of comedians to keep trying to find the line, and that means that sometimes they're going to go over it.
Well, you should know
And
that, Shannon, because you are a comedian.
I used to do stand up. I don't do stand up anymore, but I used to. But I respect it. I respect when somebody, and I respect that sometimes they got to go over the line. So here's the thing: on Friday, Bill Maher went over the line,
Right.
and
Now, that's an opinion that he went over the line. That's your opinion,
yes,
right?
I'm going to guess that most of the autism community is going to agree with me, though.
Right.
So here's the thing: he was talking about cancel culture, which he loves to talk about, and I think part of it is because sometimes Bill Maher has been canceled. Cancel culture has said Bill Maher needs to be canceled. So I think it's a real core issue for him, and he's not happy with cancel culture. So he was talking about cancel culture and making fun of it, talking about the Dr. Seuss books that got canceled last week, talking about Mr. Potato Head now becoming Potato Head. And he said, what's next? What is silly putty now going to be on the spectrum putty? Okay. So for me, here's the thing for me is that I don't think it was funny, right?
Right. Right.
Like it's just not funny to me. Like in order to be funny, it's got to be equal and even. And I don't like silly being equated with being on the spectrum. I think
Right.
it's inaccurate. It's not funny, and I do think it's hurtful. So I think it was over the line.
I agree with
However,
you, Shannon. I agree with you.
okay.
I think it was over the line.
And viewers tell us, do you think it was over the line? People are saying, "Oh my!"
Our
Listen to him. It's
Amanda,
embarrassing. Oh
Amanda
my.
Bright has said, "Oh my."
Okay, so but here's the thing. I don't want to cancel Bill Maher. There's
Right.
no need to cancel him over it. I just want to say, okay, Bill missed on this. Maybe, say to him, silly doesn't equate to on the spectrum, and it's not helpful to the autism community to make it seem like it is. But at the bottom line, it wasn't funny, Bill. But I don't want to cancel Bill Maher. I want to recruit Bill Maher because we need Bill Maher for our next story.
Right.
So
Because
I
Bill Maher
want,
has, we want Bill Maher because he's got a voice, right? He can be
he's
heard by
got a
many
voice,
more people.
and we need him as an ally. And he's
Right.
been an ally to the autism community before. He isn't afraid to ask questions. He isn't afraid to cover stories that are a little incendiary, right? So I want to recruit Bill Maher, and I would like to have the autism community join me and you, Nancy, in asking Bill Maher to cover our next story. So
Okay.
we're gonna tell you what this story is, and then we're gonna tell you how we want you to reach out to Bill Maher, not to cancel him, but to recruit him. So there's a big story today, and we all need to get on board because the Department of Defense has been looking at ABA. Look, they've been treating, in the military, kids are treated for autism using ABA. And regularly, as any organization should, they take data to see, is it working? And they've been doing this for the last couple of years. But here's the bottom line. The Department of Defense has found that ABA is not effective in treating autism. Here's the problem. The way that they took the data, the person who invented the tool that they use to look at the data to see if it's effective, that person has publicly come forward and said, you didn't do it right. You didn't use the tool the way I intended it. In fact, you did something wrong. And he's reviewed the whole thing and he said, you've done something wrong. And here's how wrong it is. The thing that would measure if ABA was making the most success, they didn't include it. They miscoded it and it wasn't included at all. And multiple organizations have stepped forward and said this is a travesty. This could have catastrophic effects. It could be that any moment now the DoD is going to come out. They've already said we found it to be ineffective. The expectation is that if something else isn't done, they're going to take this shoddy data and say we're ending ABA for all of our military families. And the fallout of that, catastrophic. Even people within the military, let's not even talk about what it'll mean for the children, that it will mean that our military is not able to be military ready because of what they will have to deal with at home. But let's think for a moment.
Well, the question is,
go ahead.
Shannon, why aren't they listening to the criticism of how they interpreted the data? That's my question.
Well, I think that that's a really important question. I would like someone like Bill Maher to be asking that question. We can guess that it's going to save them a whole bunch of money if they decide that ABA,
right?
But I don't know. I don't know for sure. All I know is this is bad on every level and it needs to be stopped. And we need big voices right now calling this out, saying, hold up, let's go back and look at your data, use the tool that you said you were going to use, but use it properly, and you're going to come up with a different conclusion. And we need this help right now. So here's what's going to happen. Later on today, our producer Traven is going to take just this portion of the show and he's going to cut it out. It's going to be available on our Facebook page. And we're asking for all of our viewers, we need to get Bill Maher's attention because this needs big guns, national television exposure. We can all use our voices, but we need to focus them someplace. So we're asking you to focus it at Bill Maher. We want you to take the clip, and we'll make it very easy for you on Facebook. We want you to take the clip and we want you to tweet it at Bill Maher on Twitter with the hashtag, because we need to get his attention. We know that Bill is very concerned about cancel culture, but Bill has also been fighting for over a year to get solar power at his home, and he is stuck in the bureaucracy of it. And it's driving him crazy. He wants to do this good thing that would be of benefit to him and the rest of the world, and they're not letting him. Well, Bill, we understand that because that's what will happen to these families if they don't get this ABA. So we want you to use the hashtag #GiveBillSolar because we want to get Bill's attention. We're saying that these things are closely related. The frustration that he feels is the frustration these families are going to feel. So hashtag #GiveBillSolar. Tweet this all at him. Let's get Bill Maher to cover this story, to call the DoD out for what has been said to be manipulating data. That they are manipulating data to systemically build a false case to Congress that ABA treatment is not effective so that they don't have to fund it. Let's put this, put a screeching halt to this by getting Bill Maher to cover it. So that's going to be later today. Tweet Bill with the hashtag, with the code for this story, #GiveBillSolar. I got goosebumps. Let's make this happen. Somebody said I'll have to create a Twitter, but I will be doing this. Thank you.
Amanda, who said her husband is DOD, as a matter of fact.
Okay, well, Amanda, like talk to your husband. This is not appropriate. And everyone is united in saying, every single expert, every single group that has to do with the military is saying this cannot happen. But we think that if something doesn't happen any minute now, the DoD is going to put a halt to all of the ABA because they have already deemed publicly that ABA is not effective. And they are very clear. They only cover with their TRICARE insurance what is deemed to be effective. And hey, that makes sense to me. I don't want you spending tax dollars on something that's not effective. But if you're going to judge if it's effective, you got to judge properly and the data's got to be right. There's an expression in the research world, garbage in, garbage out. If your data is shoddy, then your results are not appropriate. And this is clearly garbage in, garbage out. Yes, people are mad. Okay. So this, we're going to be pulling the rip on this all a little bit later on. And Bill, baby, Bill, come through for us. All right. And we don't want to cancel you. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.